hiking through his usual trail, this person had no idea what he'd come home to. Later that night, while reviewing his CCTV footage, he noticed something strange. A smoky figure slowly circling his security camera. At first, he thought it was just fog, until it moved with intent, almost as if it was watching him. While hiking deep into a remote forest trail, this person stumbled upon something that sent chills down their spine. Hidden between the thick branches and old moss-covered bark was a face carved into the trunk of a tree. It wasn't just some rough sketch either. The expression was haunting, almost too human, as if it were watching. This person stood frozen. Why would someone do that? Was it a warning, a ritual, or maybe someone or something wanted to be remembered? Whatever the reason, the deeper you look into that carved face, the more it feels like the forest is looking back at you. Frances and her husband were invited to a bonfire next door, a lively night filled with laughter, drinks, and stories under the stars. Everything felt perfectly normal, until midnight. Frances decided to snap a quick photo of the roaring blaze, an 80-foot inferno lighting up the night sky. But when she looked back at the picture, her heart skipped a beat. There, in the center of the flames, was something no one could explain. A face, clear as day, staring right back at her from inside the fire. Could it be an apparition? Frances showed the photo to her husband and others at the bonfire. Reactions ranged from stunned silence to nervous laughter. But this person couldn't shake the feeling that something or someone was watching. She hasn't looked at fire the same way since. You be the judge. Is it just a trick of the light, or something far more chilling? Two friends set out to explore an abandoned convent about an hour from town. The place was creepy, but perfect for a viral TikTok dance, so they hit record. As the girl danced, the guy behind the camera suddenly froze. Just over her shoulder, something didn't feel right. They inched closer, and that's when they saw it.
What the fuck? Andy, stop.
I'm so...
Oh my god. Also, stop. Hold him.
Also, come on.
What the fuck is that? Holy shit. Oh my god.
A group of people standing in a tight circle, heads bowed, silently performing what looked like a ritual. Shaken to the core, the friends fled. The video cuts off with no answers, only questions. Before we jump into the next encounter, I just want to take a moment to thank and congratulate all of you. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. We are working harder than ever to bring you the scariest and most entertaining hiking encounters out there. Our goal? To take this channel to the top, and nothing's gonna stop us. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and enjoy the rest of the show. When we hit 10,000, a few lucky subscribers will get a surprise. Just make sure you're subscribed and have liked the video. Want a better chance to win? Drop a comment with your thoughts on the clips. Now let's dive back into the video. While hiking to a small cave, this person suddenly felt a deep thud beneath their feet. It wasn't just a distant noise, it echoed from directly under them, like something was alive below the surface. The sound was so unexpected, the hiker froze mid-step, heart pounding. Who or what was making that sound? Could something be trapped underground? Or was it something that shouldn't exist at all? While hiking up a new, unfamiliar trail, this person stumbled upon a small cave tucked away in the rocks. The moment they stepped near it, a heavy, unsettling energy seemed to hang in the air. It felt negative, almost like they weren't supposed to be there. Still, curiosity won. This person decided to snap a quick picture, hoping to capture whatever was making them so uneasy. Later, when they reviewed the photo, that's when the real chill set in. In the shadowy corner of the cave, something or someone was peeking out. A dark figure, barely visible, just standing there, watching. At the time, this person hadn't seen a thing. But now, they're left wondering who or what was staring at them from the darkness. While hiking through a rugged mountain trail, this person suddenly froze. Just a few feet ahead, a massive mountain lion appeared out of nowhere. But here's the wild part. It didn't even seem to notice this person. The big cat looked more focused on finding its own escape route through the terrain, almost like it was lost too. Thank God for that. Because if the predator had locked eyes with this person, that peaceful hike could have turned into a terrifying nightmare real quick. Nature doesn't always play fair, and this moment was a reminder of just how close danger can be without even knowing it. While hiking the Grand Canyon, this person made a chilling mistake that nearly cost him his life. Trying to see the perfect view from the edge, this person lost his footing, and in an instant, he plummeted nearly 100 feet down the canyon wall.
No native grass, girl.
Oh shit, is he okay? Wait. Dude. Oh no. Oh no. Shit. No. Don't look. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we told him to come back up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We need to call. You have your phone. Get your phone.
Here.
Can we call? Oh my gosh.
Dumbass.
Oh my god, baby girl.
Just move back in.
Oh my gosh.
Has this ever happened before?
He's not moving, huh?
Witnesses were left frozen in shock as they watched this person disappear over the edge. We just hope this person survives this terrifying fall, because that drop, it's no joke. A man and his family were enjoying a winter hike through Queensland's Bunya Mountains National Park. They were halfway through a peaceful 4-hour trail, having only passed a few hikers earlier that morning. At one point, the man stopped to snap a photo of the sunlight piercing through the dense forest canopy. Later that evening, while scrolling through the photos, his daughter spotted something strange, something they hadn't noticed in the moment. There, standing clearly on the trail ahead, was a woman in a black dress. But they knew no one had been there. They had just walked that exact stretch of the path and hadn't seen a single soul. Disturbed, the man showed the photo to his boss. Her reaction chilled him. She went pale. Then she told him that just a year before, her daughter had felt something dark in that exact spot. She said it felt like something was watching them from the trees. To this day, the man has no explanation for what he captured in that photo. But every time he looks at it, the hair on the back of his neck stands up. What do you think he saw? While hiking, this couple had a chilling close call with a bear that began following them up the trail.
He's following me, babe. Holy he's following us. Hey! Hey! Go home!
Oh! Go!
Okay.
Okay, you guys go up there.
Oh, come on. Don't run. Do not run. Hey!
Can we play dead now? Can we play dead?
Griffin, walk faster, please. Hey, bear! Following us.
Following us up the trail with no intention of...
Can you just give up?
Hey, bear! Hey!
Caught between fear and disbelief, they tried to stay calm, shouting, walking faster, and nervously asking if it was time to play dead. It turned out the bear had no intention to attack, but that didn't stop their adrenaline from spiking. While hiking in the forest, this Reddit user stumbled upon something straight out of a movie. a massive cave door hidden just off the main trail. But that's not all. Built into this towering stone entrance was a smaller, almost secret door, like something only meant for someone who knew it was there. The user couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't supposed to find it. Who built it? What's behind it? Could it lead to an abandoned military bunker, a forgotten cult hideout, or even something way more unsettling? Whatever the case, this eerie discovery is the kind of thing that makes you question how much of the forest is truly unexplored, and who or what might still be living there. This person was just enjoying a peaceful night hike until they saw it.
Elas parecem ter um pouco de falta de sensibilidade, percebeu? Elas travam às vezes quando... Ó, tá vendo? Eu tô com a câmera muito perto. Eu quero filmar
A bunch of black millipedes all piled on top of each other, slithering in slow, synchronized horror. It wasn't just gross, it looked unnatural, like something you'd see in a sci-fi film. He described it as terrifying, not just because of the bugs themselves, but the way they moved, almost like they had a purpose. A few years back, a family took a trip to Jeffrey's Cliffs in Hawkville, Kentucky. It was supposed to be a peaceful day of hiking and snapping photos of the kids, but one picture revealed something far from ordinary. In the background, a blurry, shadowy figure loomed just behind the group. The unsettling part? According to the mom, no one else was anywhere near them when the photo was taken. While hiking in the forest, this person noticed something truly eerie, something that would make you stop in your tracks. The wind wasn't just rustling leaves, it was making the entire forest sway. Trees rocked back and forth, and even the roots beneath the earth shifted, creating an illusion so wild it looked like the ground itself was breathing. No joke, it felt like the forest had come alive. And honestly, it was a good thing this person was the only one there. If anyone else had been standing nearby, things might have gone south real quick. This was nature's raw power on full display, breathtaking but also a little terrifying. While camping in Texas, a family decided to check out a nearby haunted house, one that already had a dark reputation after someone reportedly died there years ago. Sitting safely in their car, they watched the eerie, abandoned structure. But then, something chilling happened. They caught this on camera. Out of nowhere, what appears to be a small hand reaches out from the window. Locals say ghostly figures of children are often seen peering from the windows and lurking near the doors of this house, fueling the belief that it's truly haunted. A few years back, a family took a trip to Jeffrey's Cliffs in Hawkville, Kentucky. It was supposed to be a peaceful day of hiking and snapping photos of the kids, but one picture revealed something far from ordinary. In the background, a blurry, shadowy figure loomed just behind the group. The unsettling part? According to the mom, no one else was anywhere near them when the photo was taken. Deep in a remote California forest, A lone explorer navigates the darkness with only a flashlight. As the beam cuts through the eerie silence, he suddenly stops. The camera captures his hushed, anxious whispers.
You think that was a coyote? What do you think that was? What was it? Do you see it where? Whoa. Holy crap!
What is that?
Holy... Shh.
In the distance, a strange figure moves. Towering and eerily human-like in its gait, its skin shimmers with a reptilian texture, covering its head, arms, and body. The dim light and grainy footage make it impossible to identify. A trick of the shadows? Someone in a suit? But if so, why would anyone be out here, in the middle of nowhere, dressed like that? While camping in the depths of Ottawa National Forest, a group of adventurers experienced a chilling encounter. Strange movements flickered through the shadows, and a mysterious figure lurked among the trees. At the time, they brushed it off as a passing animal, unable to make out its form in the darkness. But when they reviewed their footage later, their hearts pounded. What they captured on camera wasn't just an animal, it was something far more unsettling. One night, a man was driving down a pitch-black road when out of nowhere, chaos erupted. A gang of men wielding machetes burst onto the scene, charging straight at his car. Heart racing, he slammed the gear into reverse and tore backward into the darkness. The machete wielders gave chase, but after a terrifying few seconds, he managed to shake them off, barely escaping with his life. A man was enjoying a quiet run along a remote trail in eastern British Columbia when his peaceful jog took a terrifying turn out of nowhere.
Holy shit!
A massive grizzly bear burst onto the path. Without a second thought, the runner bolted, adrenaline kicking in as he sprinted for his life. For a few heart-pounding seconds, the bear gave chase. One wrong step, one slip, and it could have been the end. But luck and sheer endurance carried him to safety. While trekking through the desolate desert of southern New Mexico, a Reddit user came across something deeply disturbing. Half buried in the sand was a single woman's shoe, torn and shredded like it had been chewed by something not quite natural. There were no other belongings, no footprints, no tracks leading in or out, just that one mangled shoe sitting eerily alone in the middle of nowhere. It's almost impossible to believe someone simply lost it and didn't notice, especially out there, where isolation feels almost otherworldly. So now the question lingers like a whisper on the wind. What really happened to the woman who wore it? And more chillingly, is she even still human? On May 18th, 2024, what started as a calm, tethered hot air balloon ride turned into a heart-stopping moment.
Don't as long as she doesn't let go.
That would be bad.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, her feet.
As the balloon began to rise, a woman suddenly latched onto the outside of the basket, completely unnoticed by the passengers and crew. Dangling high above the ground with nothing but her grip keeping her alive, She held on for dear life. Thankfully, she managed to cling to the basket until the balloon touched down again. But for a few terrifying minutes, everyone watching thought they were about to witness a tragedy. It was a shocking reminder, even a safe adventure can go wrong in an instant. While camping deep in the woods, this man made a discovery that would haunt anyone. An eerie mask, half buried in the mud, staring up at him with a twisted, unsettling design. There were no clues to who it belonged to or why it was there, but the moment he laid eyes on it, he felt a chill run down his spine. Was it just a discarded costume piece, or a silent witness to something far more sinister? A climber recently posted a jaw-dropping video that delivers a powerful safety reminder.
Alrighty, boys. This is why you tie knots in the end of your rope, or else you might just wrap off the end. Yeah, baby! Yeah! This is nutty! Look at that view!
Alrighty boys, this is why you always tie a knot at the end of your rope, just seconds before slipping right off the end. No knot, no warning, and a sudden drop that'll make your stomach flip. The footage is a gripping wake-up call. No matter how experienced you are, skipping even one basic safety step, like tying a stopper knot, can turn a routine rappel into a life-threatening fall. Climbing isn't just about strength or skill. It's about respecting the process. Most climbing accidents happen during rappelling, and this is exactly why. One night, as someone wandered outside, they spotted something truly bizarre. A bicycle riding itself, not rolling downhill, not pushed by the wind. This thing was pedaling forward, on its own. No rider, no strings, no tricks, just a bike, moving like it had a mind of its own. So if no one was on it, what was? After a heated argument at home, Talia decided to escape into the woods for a peaceful glamping trip with her loyal Dalmatian. Everything seemed perfect until the clock struck 11 p.m. That's when she heard it.
Yeah, because what is that? Let's go inside. Let's go inside. It sounds super far away, but like... No, what is that? Yo, come on. Come on, yo. You can't decide so fast. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but we...
At first, she thought her dog was acting up just to get her attention. But then, that sound. A blood-curdling scream tore through the forest, sending chills down her spine. Terrified, Talia and her dog rushed inside and stayed up the rest of the night, too scared to sleep. By morning, they packed up and left, vowing never to return. But the strange part? This wasn't the first haunting reported at that very site. This video was filmed deep in the Appalachian Mountains, a place shrouded in mystery and known for one eerie phenomenon, a faint whisper of the word "hey" that many claim to hear. For years, people brushed it off as a hoax or clever marketing, until Allie captured something chilling on camera. The view was amazing, worth the effort. But while recording nature for her Snapchat, something unexpected happened. A whisper, clear and unsettling, cut through the silence. Hey, was it just the wind? Or was something or someone watching from the trees? A couple who had been living peacefully off the grid started noticing something strange on their property one day. From a distance, it looked like a man wrapped in a blue tarp, but something about it was wrong. The way it moved was eerie, unnatural, almost inhuman. But here's where it gets truly disturbing. When they returned to the spot later, it was like nothing had ever been there. No footprints, no snapped branches, no sign of disturbance, just the eerie footage they managed to capture. So who or what was that? And how did it end up in such an isolated place? While out walking their dog near a nuclear power plant, a Reddit user stumbled upon some bizarre, unidentifiable objects, and naturally, they shared the strange discovery online. To their surprise, other users chimed in with their own photos of the same mysterious items from the same area. The weirdest part? No one knows what they are or where they came from. In Brazil, a group of men were digging, likely prepping the land for farming, when something bizarre happened.
Mexe aqui, ó. Ó, quanto mais mexe, mais o fogo. Tem condição disso, cara? Você viu no meio do nada aqui, ó. No alto, ó. Ó. O fogo aí, ó. Mexe de novo, quer dizer que na brincadeira, nossa. Aqui na frente, aqui. Ó. Lógico que não tem desse, cara. Ó. Mexe mais aqui no meio aqui, quer dizer? Na frente lá.
As they dug deeper, actual flames began erupting from the ground. Not steam, not smoke, real fire. And it didn't stop, it grew stronger the more they dug. Some believe it was a pocket of natural gas, like methane, finally escaping and igniting from the pressure or a spark. But not everyone buys that explanation. In spiritual circles, there are whispers that it could be something far more mysterious, perhaps a sacred site disturbed or cursed ground awakened by mistake. Whatever the truth is, fire bursting from the earth isn't just strange, it feels like a warning. On October 3rd, 2019, a group of hunters were deep in the forests of Ontario when an unexpected sound stopped them in their tracks. Out of the silence came a bone-chilling scream, deep, guttural, and filled with what sounded like raw agony. Oh my God. The hunters froze, eyes darting through the trees, straining to see what creature could make such a noise. But whatever it was, stayed hidden. The haunting wail echoed through the forest for minutes, unrelenting, eerie, and unlike anything they'd ever heard. Some claim it had to be an animal, but no one could agree on what kind. To this day, no one knows what was out there or what cried out in the dark that night. On July 16, 2006, two brothers set out for a hike in the dense forests of Tofino, leaving their family behind at a nearby campground. Aware of the area's reputation for wildlife encounters, they brought along a video camera just in case. As they ventured deeper into the woods, a large, dark figure suddenly appeared in the distance.
Maybe. Oh, God. Wait, come here, come here. Come here. Look at that. This is. He ran backwards, right? Over there somewhere. See, that could be a possible footprint. I don't know. Could be.
Wait, stay back!
For several tense seconds, they watched. Then, as one brother stepped forward for a closer look, the other yanked him back. Alarmed, they retreated about 50 meters. After waiting in silence, curiosity got the better of them, and they cautiously returned to the spot. Standing in the shadow of a towering tree, they tried to make sense of what they had seen. The creature, an estimated 7 feet tall, slightly hunched, had locked eyes with them before vanishing into the wilderness. What did they see that day? A misidentified animal or something more? Over the years, strange sightings have been reported around Chernobyl, the site of one of the world's worst nuclear disasters and now a haunting radioactive wasteland. Recently, a chilling video surfaced online, allegedly filmed in the area. In it, a bizarre creature crawls across the ground with a jerky, unnatural movement. Its body is patchy with matted brown fur, but large areas appear hairless and raw, like something's seriously wrong. Some viewers believe it's just a starving wolf or a mangy stray dog, but others think it might be something far more disturbing, something twisted by radiation, a mutation that nature never intended. What do you think it is? Back in 2009, a group of teenagers was out camping in the remote woods of Oklahoma, goofing off with a gas-soaked bottle and filming their antics for fun. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, just a typical night in the wilderness. But when they reviewed the footage later, they spotted something chilling they hadn't noticed before. Lurking in the background between the trees was a gray figure, silent, almost ghost-like. It moved with an eerie grace, not quite human, but not fully animal either. None of them had seen or heard it in person that night, and to this day, no one online has been able to identify what it was. Can you? As this man ventured into the woods to cut down a tree, he witnessed something truly bizarre.
Get down close to it.
There's air coming out of this tree.
Trying to catch his breath.
Yeah.
Like me, it's your windows. I never seen a tree do that.
No, it's still.
The moment his axe struck the trunk, whoosh, a powerful burst of air shot out, almost like the tree was exhaling. It might sound supernatural, but there's a fascinating scientific reason behind it. Trees are filled with tiny vessels, think of them as nature's version of veins, that can trap and release air under the right conditions. While staying at a historic hotel in Windsor, one guest accidentally captured something truly chilling. In the photo, a ghostly figure of a young girl seems to appear, almost too clearly to ignore. This building, standing for over a century, has long been whispered about for its paranormal activity. Guests and staff alike have reported eerie encounters. A little girl seen roaming the hallways, disembodied laughter echoing through the night, and faint voices with no source. Skeptics point to tricks of light or pareidolia, the brain seeing faces where none exist. But others say this image might finally be the proof believers have been waiting for. While mapping out her next backpacking adventure using Google Street View, Reddit user Embarrassing 0001 stumbled upon something downright bizarre. One image showed a cyclist seemingly absorbing energy from another person. At least, that's what Redditors claimed as they dove headfirst into Hollywood physics to make sense of the surreal scene. In the third image, things got even weirder. The cyclist looked like they were taking off. Was this just a quirky camera glitch, a mind-bending optical illusion, or a real-life glitch in the Matrix? No one knows for sure, but the post quickly became a hotbed for wild theories and hilarious speculation. So, what do you think is going on here? This eerie footage was captured on a relative's trail camera deep in the woods, and what it shows is downright unsettling. A group of women, all dressed in white, stood silently among the trees. No clear faces, no explanation, just there. What were they doing out there in the dead of night? Some kind of ritual? A lost group? Or something even darker? Whatever the answer is, one thing's for sure. This isn't something you'd ever want to stumble upon alone. This user was deep in a forest in Switzerland when he heard it, a blood-curdling scream echoing through the night. At first, he thought it had to be an animal, maybe a fox. But here's the thing, this forest doesn't have foxes. None. Not a single one. Some strange incident happened years ago that wiped them all out, and ever since the area's been completely fox-free. But the sound that was heard? It wasn't an animal. It sounded exactly like children screaming. Multiple voices calling out from somewhere in the darkness. He stood frozen in the middle of the forest, miles from the nearest town, with no explanation for what I was hearing. No lights, no movement. Just those haunting cries, as if they were circling me. So what was it? Who or what was making those sounds in a forest where no living creature should be making them? Late one night, campers gathered around a roaring fire, laughing, telling stories, when suddenly, something changed. The air grew colder, and then someone spotted it. Just beyond the flickering flames, a white figure, barely visible. Arms stretched wide as if it was reaching out. But reaching for what? Or who? While hiking, this person saw something strange in the woods and decided to go back. Curiosity got the better of him, so he grabbed a flashlight, camera, and headed into the forest to see if he could find anything, or explain what he thought he saw. He wasn't expecting much, just a quiet walk, maybe a spooky vibe or two. Then he hit record and filmed for about 15 minutes just in case. But here's where it gets weird. While he was out there, he didn't see anything unusual. But when he played back the footage later that night, something was there, clear as day, standing in the middle of the path, still. Watching. It looked like a ghost, or something pretending to be human. The figure wasn't moving, just staring. It wasn't a trick of the light. It wasn't some blurry shadow. The camera picked it up perfectly, almost too perfectly. And yet, we never saw it in person. Only the lens caught it. So now I have to ask, who or what was standing there in the middle of the woods that night? Was it something supernatural? Or could someone be staging this? This person took their dog for a late-night walk through a forest they usually avoid after dark. Everything seemed normal until the dog, usually playful, stuck nervously by their side. As they passed abandoned houses deep in the woods, the dog lagged. This person called out, "Coco, let's go, we need to go." But the moment they turned their back, they heard their voice repeat those exact words from behind them. Same tone, same delivery, but they hadn't said it again. So, who or what did? Was someone hiding in the woods? A mimic? Or was this person lured into something far more terrifying? Kaylin Schulte and Crystal Turner were living their dream, a free-spirited life on the road, hopping from one campsite to another in their trusty van. But something felt off on the night of August 15th, 2021. During a call with friends, they mentioned a strange man lurking near their campsite, making them uneasy. Later that night, at a local bar, they voiced their fears again that someone nearby was creeping them out. They planned to leave the area the next day, but they never got the chance. On August 18th, their bodies were discovered near their campsite, both shot and left in the wilderness they loved so much. The warnings haunted friends and family the couple had given just days before. Months passed with no answers until May 2022, when police finally named a suspect, Adam Pinkusiewicz. He had already taken his own life shortly after the murders, but not before confessing to someone that he had killed 2 women in Utah, revealing chilling details only the killer could have known. Kaylin and Crystal's adventurous journey was tragically cut short not by nature, but by a predator hiding in plain sight. A Reddit user recently dared to explore an abandoned town under the cover of night, but what they encountered still haunts them. Amid the crushing silence, they heard it. The unmistakable sound of children laughing and whispering. In a town that's been deserted for years, how could that be?
¿Eres una niña? Oye, güey, sí, oye que están hablando, güey. Oye. Oigan. Hola. Oye. Oye.
Para allá, güey. Yo lo escucho para acá, carnal.
Sí, para allá se escucha, güey. Niña, ¿puedes venir a jugar con nosotros?
Some say the voices were echoes of the past, the restless spirits of children who once lived there. Others chalk it up to the wind playing tricks, or perhaps an eerie coincidence of nature. But in that shadow-choked place, with nothing but darkness pressing in, the line between reality and the supernatural began to blur. On March 3rd, 2023, in the quiet town of Mount Vernon, Georgia, a woman was casually snapping sunset photos of her brand new porch. At the time, everything seemed perfectly normal. But years later, while scrolling through those old pictures, her daughter spotted something bone-chilling, a shadowy figure standing silently on the porch. The home sits deep in Civil War territory, eerily nestled between 2 historic graveyards, Adams Cemetery and the Basil Connell Family Cemetery. Though there haven't been many reports of paranormal activity in the house, the woman admits to feeling unexplained cold spots from time to time. So, did she unknowingly capture a ghostly visitor from the past? On their way home from a rainy hike, a group of friends captured something bone-chilling on camera. A mysterious hand appeared out of nowhere, pressed against the windshield, and then vanished without a trace. The rain was hammering down, the car was speeding through slick roads, and yet somehow, the moment was caught in perfect clarity. At first, skeptics dismissed it as a hoax, but when they looked closer at the weather, the speed, the angle, doubts started creeping in. Pulling off a prank that convincing under those conditions? Nearly impossible. Some believe it was the ghost of a local legend reaching out. Others swear it had to be a clever illusion. But no matter what theory you believe, no one has ever explained what happened. Around 2 a.m., a woman called her friend with an unusual request. She wanted to visit an old forgotten cabin hidden deep in the woods on private land. The place had been abandoned for years, with only wild animals occasionally roaming inside. When they got there, the cabin was eerie, filled with unsettling remnants of the past, but nothing outright terrifying. It wasn't until they were driving away that things took a chilling turn. As they sat in the back of the truck, casually recording their ride home, a blood-curdling scream suddenly echoed through the woods. What made it even more disturbing? The scream sounded exactly like the woman's mother, but her mother was sitting right next to her in the truck. To this day, they have no idea who or what let out that scream. While out camping and hunting one night, a man captured a chilling photo that has left people puzzled ever since. In the middle of a wide open meadow, something strange appears in the darkness, a faint, shadowy figure lurking in the distance. The image is blurry, making it nearly impossible to identify exactly what it is. But one thing is clear: it looks like someone or something is watching. Since the photo surfaced, theories have run wild. Was it just a curious animal? An eerie optical illusion? Or could it have been something far more sinister hiding in plain sight? Some even suggest it might have been an owl, but others aren't so sure. While riding his bike, this person heard something chilling. An isolated baby's cry echoing through the middle of nowhere. In many cultures, that sound is more than unsettling. It's believed to be the call of a jinn. Others fear it could be a sinister trap, possibly tied to human trafficking. The haunting cry forced a terrifying question. Do you stop and try to help, or keep going and protect yourself? What would you have done? While camping near a quiet river, one Redditor's friend captured something bone-chilling on camera. A mysterious figure draped in what looked like a robe. According to them, it moved swiftly and silently. Almost too silently. The eerie details made the whole encounter feel like something straight out of a ghost story. But here's the creepiest part. This wasn't the first time they saw it. The figure had appeared twice before, vanishing before anyone could snap a photo. Now that it's finally been caught on camera, the internet is divided. Some say it's just shadows playing tricks. Others are convinced it's the real deal. What do you see? A glitch of light? Or a ghost in plain sight? Reddit user Danny T shared a bone-chilling story from a guy's weekend deep in the woods, far from civilization. While relaxing at a remote log cabin miles from the nearest neighbor, the group snapped a casual photo, only to later notice something terrifying in the background. A floating head staring through the door. Some dismissed it as a trick of the light or maybe a cutout taped to the window, but Danny T was adamant it wasn't a prank. No one in the group recognized the eerie face, and with no one else around for miles, the question still haunts them. If it wasn't one of them, then who or what was watching from the darkness that night? TikTok user. The most Mandy was left completely rattled after checking the security footage from her remote forest cabin. In the clip, a mysterious woman dressed in white appeared outside, speaking in a haunting voice. "Let me in." With no neighbors for miles and nothing but dense woods surrounding her, Mandy was horrified. Who was this woman? Why was she out there, alone, in the dead of night? And how did she find the cabin? Chillingly, after that night, the woman was never seen again. While exploring an abandoned Freemason lodge, everything felt quiet, almost too quiet. But it wasn't until they reviewed the footage later that things got unsettling.
This is a really creepy building. Almost sounds like something hit the glass.
So it looks like.
That's what it sounded like.
The building already gave off creepy vibes, but then came a chilling sound, like something slamming against the glass. And right at the beginning of the recording, you can hear a faint voice. What's disturbing is that no one remembers saying anything at that moment. Some people think the voice whispers "run," while others swear it says Ryan. Now here's the kicker. The guy in the video, his name is Ryan. So, was something warning him? Or were they already in danger without even knowing it? While staying in their cozy cabin, they got a sudden Ring camera alert from the basement. Curious, they checked the footage and froze.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
A strange, ghostly mist was drifting down from above, twisting eerily left, then right. What made it even creepier? The basement had no windows, meaning no wind, no drafts, nothing that could explain the movement. And to top it all off, a voice came through the speaker. "Hi, you are currently being recorded." Yeah, that wasn't them talking. This man was out of town when he got a Ring camera alert from his remote cabin, and what he saw was chilling. The footage captured a mysterious figure aimlessly roaming through his backyard. But it wasn't just the presence of the disturbing person, it was the way they moved. Slow, erratic, almost like they were lost or hunting. The homeowner noted that the area has a history of drug activity, which might explain the behavior, but that only makes it more unsettling. Imagine someone like that lurking around your property when you're not there to stop them. While checking his cabin's attic for damage after a recent hurricane, he snapped a quick photo. Just a routine inspection. At the time, everything looked fine. No leaks, no holes. But months later, while casually scrolling through those old photos with his girlfriend, they noticed something chilling. A dark, shadowy figure with glowing eyes staring back at them from the attic. He swore he'd never heard any strange noises up there. No rustling, no scratching, nothing that would suggest raccoons or other animals. So what was it? A trick of the light? A small, unseen creature? Or something far more unsettling? A warning to get out while he still could. Two 10-year-old boys were playing near a barn late one night, hoping to spot mysterious orbs in the dark. But instead of glowing lights, they captured something far more chilling. A shadowy figure lurking just beyond the edge of their flashlight's beam. Startled, they showed the photo to one boy's father, who returned to the same spot, phone in hand. He snapped a picture, but this time, nothing. No figure, no strange shadows, just an ordinary barn. So if it wasn't a trick of the light, what did they capture that night? While touring a seemingly peaceful cabin, Reddit user Lusashi and their spouse thought they were just about done exploring until they noticed something odd in the yard. Hidden beneath some tree branches and a weathered tarp was what looked like a secret entrance. Curiosity got the best of them, so they pulled the cover back and took a peek inside, and what they found was chilling.
So just taking a little bit of a look around here. I can't tell like if this is a good angle for my camera, but
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I can actually be on my hands and knees here. Oh, shit. Oh, it's huge. It's huge? Should I go down? Yeah. Let's make it worth my while. Yep, I'm little enough I can. God. I'm either very brave or very stupid. There's like a dugout kind of area. It doesn't lead to anything, it's just a little bit of a hole. Bro. Yeah, there's an outlet here. Yeah.
Beneath the surface was a narrow crawl space, about 20 feet long, leading to a small, concrete-walled room. A dim, flickering light barely illuminated the eerie interior. Inside, they saw a lone trash can and a suspicious bottle of bleach lying on the ground. When they asked the property's seller about it, he claimed he had no idea the bunker-like space even existed. That only made it creepier. Was it an old fallout shelter, a hidden storage room, or something far more sinister? One look at that room, and it was hard not to wonder. Had someone once been held there against their will? While going through footage from the trail camera near his remote cabin, a man stumbled upon something deeply unsettling. One frame showed the forest in crisp detail, except for a strange, blurry figure lurking in the bottom right corner. At first glance, it looked like just another hiker, but trail cameras capture images in quick bursts, and this figure only showed up in a single frame. The next photo in the sequence made things even weirder. The man was gone, replaced by a faint, glowing silhouette. None of the other shots captured anything unusual, just those two chilling images, standing out like a glitch in reality. While camping with friends in the woods behind a buddy's house, one man had the scare of his life. As he wandered into the forest to gather firewood, the deeper he went, the more he felt like something or someone was watching him. That's when he saw it, a face peeking out from behind a tree. Paralyzed with fear, he bolted back to the group and breathlessly told them what he saw. Armed with flashlights and nerves of steel, they marched back into the darkness, only to find a weathered styrofoam head on a stick, covered in moss. At first they laughed it off, but the mood shifted quickly when the homeowner, now pale, admitted he had no idea how it got there. Worse, he revealed a chilling detail. Months earlier, he and his mother had been stalked by someone lurking in those same woods, and now he was convinced the stalker was back. Security footage from a remote cabin reveals a would-be burglar creeping up to a parked car, flashlight in hand. He carefully scanned the windows, searching for anything worth stealing, then tugged on the door handles, hoping for an easy score. But just as he seemed ready to make his move, something startled him. He froze, then suddenly took off into the darkness. The next day, the homeowner reviewed the footage and was shocked by what he saw. He immediately reported the attempted break-in to the police, hoping the eerie escape would lead to the suspect's capture. This TikTok user was staying alone at an Airbnb deep in the Appalachian Mountains when her quiet trip took a chilling turn. While heading to the bathroom, she caught something on camera that still haunts her. The voice echoed through the space, but according to her, no one else was there. She swears it wasn't her sister. Viewers have been left rattled, with some suggesting it could be something far more sinister. a mimic. So, what exactly did this woman capture that night? It was just after 1 a.m. when the silence of the forest was shattered by a blood-curdling scream. A man appeared on their porch, frantic and wild-eyed, shouting that someone was burning him, chasing him, and that he was bleeding. Living deep in the woods, the sudden knocking in the dead of night sent chills down the family's spine. At first, it seemed like a desperate man in need of help, but things quickly spiraled into something far more disturbing. He suddenly tried to force his way into the house, triggering full panic. The father, armed for protection, opened the door cautiously. The man fell to his knees, begging them not to kill him. After a tense standoff, the father managed to calm the man down enough to get him into the car, offering to drive him home. That's when everything clicked. They had always suspected someone was secretly living in the long-abandoned house next door. As it turns out, this was that someone. What began as a possible cry for help ended in a chilling realization. The family was left rattled, haunted by the encounter, and wondering what else might be hiding in the shadows just beyond their doorstep. As a woman tidied her cozy cabin bedroom, a chilling cry pierced the silence. Someone was screaming for help. Heart pounding, she rushed to the window, and what she saw made her stomach turn. Weird things had happened in those woods before. Stories of traps, strange sounds, and people vanishing. Her instincts screamed caution, but there, stumbling through the trees, was an elderly woman, clearly in distress. Trap or not, she couldn't turn her back. Turns out, the woman was likely suffering from dementia and had gotten lost in the forest, terrified and alone. Thankfully, the cabin owner trusted her instincts and chose compassion over fear, helping guide the woman safely back home. This man showed up at his cabin for a quiet weekend getaway, only to be greeted by a door that had been violently hacked open. A jagged hole stared back at him, instantly triggering a wave of dread. Was it just a random break-in? Or was someone specifically looking for him? No follow-up details were ever shared. So now the real question is, would you still spend the night? While exploring the Midwest, a man captured a series of eerie photos, each showing a mysterious figure lurking in the background. What's even stranger, he claimed the figure moved with unnatural speed, far faster than any human, yet somehow kept appearing in the same spot, only to vanish when he got too close. In a recent update, things took an even creepier turn. The strange entity reportedly reappeared just moments later, but once again, it vanished before he could catch it on video. Could it have just been an animal making those unsettling noises in the distance? If so, that still doesn't explain what or who he caught on camera. In Indonesia, a man filmed something mind-blowing. His footage reveals a towering creature striding beneath a waterfall. It moves on two legs, but it's far too massive to be any kind of ape. And let's be honest, Bigfoot in Indonesia? That doesn't quite add up. So the real question is, what exactly did he capture on camera? A kid was helping his dad move an old table out in the woods on their property. They picked it up, carried it a few steps, and that's when things got creepy.
So my dad and I just picked it up. Obviously it was tipped over, of course, and we picked it up under here and we carried it out, And when I flipped it over, guess what I discovered? Holy fucking shit. And I stuck my hands under there. That is freaky.
Crawling underneath was something big, fast, and seriously unsettling. Some believe it was a wolf spider. Others swear it was a dark fishing spider. Either way, it looked like something straight out of a nightmare. Now, while its bite probably wouldn't have caused major harm, just the thought of almost grabbing it with bare hands? Yeah, that's nightmare fuel. Would you have kept your cool or dropped the table and run? While hiking through a remote trail, a man suddenly froze far off in the distance. He spotted a group of figures dressed head to toe in white suits, moving with eerie precision. They were carrying something large, heavy, and completely unidentifiable. Intrigued and unsettled, he pulled out his phone and started recording from a hidden vantage point, careful not to draw attention. To this day, no one knows who those people were or what exactly they were transporting. But one thing is chillingly clear. It was something dangerous and not meant to be seen. While taking a midnight stroll, these guys spotted a woman sitting all by herself in the park.
Hey, Bosom. Yeah, Jesus. Hello? Excuse me? Are you okay? Are you okay? Excuse me? Excuse me? Madam? Sorry.
But just as they got closer, she suddenly jerked in a strange, unseen way off camera, but clearly unsettling. Panic hit them like a wave, and they bolted. Some viewers think she was in the middle of a ritual, maybe even witchcraft, while others believe she might have been homeless or under the influence. Whatever the case, the eerie encounter was enough to leave them visibly shaken. While marking the boundaries of their newly purchased 20-acre off-grid property in the remote Arizona desert, a couple stumbled upon something they never expected: eerie and unsettling clues scattered across the barren landscape. It started innocently enough. They found a couple of old pesos lying in the dust. Odd, but not alarming.
Yeah, or you did. Some sort of squash. What is it?
Then came a small child's shoe, partially buried.
So we found a little kid's shoe. We found a little kid's backpack. And we found this bone under that tree.
Who knows, though? Sorry, buddy.
That's when things took a darker turn. Near a tree, they uncovered bones.
This is deer.
Those are deer bones? Hope so. Doesn't that look like a really clean cut there?
Shit, yeah, it does.
One, long and slender, looked disturbingly like a child's femur. Others nearby seemed like they could belong to a deer, though one was cut clean through, raising more questions than answers. A yoga mat, more bones, more questions. The couple, staying temporarily at a nearby RV park, decided to alert local border agents and contact the sheriff's office. The site sits within the harsh Sonoran Desert, a well-known but deadly passage for migrants, many of whom never make it out alive. So far, there's no official word on whether the bones are human, but the evidence is haunting, and the mystery remains unsolved. A group of friends was strolling down a quiet road that cut through the woods when they spotted a crumbling, abandoned house. Drawn by curiosity, they crept up to the doorway, and that's when they saw it. In the center of the ruined room stood a life-sized scarecrow. It wore a spotless black rain jacket, and its face was eerily hidden behind a smooth yellow plastic mask. It didn't look old or weathered. It looked too new. Someone had been there recently. None of them dared to step inside. Was it a twisted prank or a warning of something much more sinister? While hiking through Pisgah National Forest near Hawkville Mountain, a Reddit user stumbled upon something unsettling. Tucked behind a dead leaf and pinned to a tree was a strange handwritten note covered in cryptic symbols and rambling messages. Disturbed and curious, they snapped a photo and shared it online, hoping someone could make sense of it. They weren't prepared for what came next. Reddit users quickly identified it as a squeal kill note, a bizarre, mysterious type of message that's been popping up in public spaces around Philadelphia for years. These notes are notorious for their chaotic mix of conspiracy theories, religious imagery, coded language, and wild references to everything from the CIA to secret societies. No one knows exactly who's behind them. Some say it's the work of someone battling mental illness. Others think it's protest art, or even a form of underground communication. Whoever the author is, one thing's clear: the messages are strange, unsettling, and unforgettable. While driving home from a hike, a group of friends caught something chilling on camera. A mysterious hand suddenly appears on the windshield, then vanishes without a trace. The rain was pouring, the car was speeding down the road, and yet, somehow, this eerie moment was captured in perfect detail. Skeptics were quick to call it a hoax, until they considered the conditions. Pulling off a fake under that kind of weather and motion? Nearly impossible. Some say it was the spirit of a local legend reaching out. Others still insist it was a well-planned illusion. But one thing's for sure: the footage has never been explained. A curious user recently shared some eerie deer cam footage. The first image seemed normal, but just an hour later, the next shot revealed a chilling 10-degree temperature drop and what looked like a human-shaped figure lurking in the frame. Sudden temperature drops are often linked to paranormal activity, but skeptics say it's likely just a strange coincidence. So what's going on here? A ghostly encounter? Or something with a perfectly logical explanation? The mystery remains up for debate. Brittany Keel from Richmond, Vermont, recently shared a chilling video that's been stirring up debate online. In the clip, eerie sounds can be heard echoing through the stillness of the night, usually around 2:30 a.m., when everything else is silent. While some viewers are convinced it could be cryptids like dogmen lurking in the dark, others argue it's nothing more than nature doing its thing. So, what do you think is really behind these midnight noises? This person shared a bone-chilling trail camera photo that's left the internet buzzing. Captured on a remote mountaintop far from any signs of civilization, the image shows a mysterious figure standing eerily still in the frame. With no clear explanation and no one supposed to be anywhere near the area, the sighting has sparked a wave of wild theories. Some say it's a ghost, others think it's a trespasser. But the most unsettling guesses? Something not quite human and not quite explainable. This eerie photo was snapped by an old neighbor during a visit to friends at Pike Lake in Webster, Wisconsin. According to the uploader, everyone was out kayaking at the time, and they're certain the neighbor doesn't have the know-how to edit photos. Yet, hovering near the lake is a strange, shadowy figure, one that looks far too human-shaped to be dismissed as a random glitch. Coincidence? Or something more unsettling? A Reddit user recently ventured into an abandoned town at night, but what they experienced was nothing short of chilling. Out of the pitch-black silence came the unmistakable sound of children laughing and whispering.
Oigan. Hola. Oi. Oi.
Para allá, güey. Yo lo escucho para acá, carnal.
Sí, para allá se escucha, güey. Niña, ¿puedes venir a jugar con nosotros?
Uy, la Chuy.
Uy, güey, me
está hablando, güey.
Está hablando, güey. No mames. Está hablando, güey. Uy, güey, se oyen varios.
In a place long deserted, how could that be possible? Some believe the voices belong to restless spirits, ghosts of the town's former residents echoing through time. Others say it might have been a trick of the wind or a natural illusion. But in that eerie, forgotten town, with darkness closing in from all sides, the supernatural suddenly didn't seem so far-fetched. During a peaceful morning kayaking trip in Florida, this person experienced something unforgettable. As he glided past a thick patch of foliage, he suddenly spotted what looked like a dark face staring back at him from the trees. He couldn't get any closer, and with no clear explanation in sight, he questioned whether it was just pareidolia messing with his mind. Still, the sight was too eerie to ignore, so he snapped a photo and posted it online, hoping someone else could explain the chilling image. Back in 2015, a Reddit user's dad snapped a photo during a school party held deep in the forest. At the time, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But 4 years later, something chilling surfaced. A ghostly, childlike figure lurking in the background. No one at the party remembered seeing this mysterious child, and the uploader began to wonder, could this be the spirit of someone who died in those woods? The eerie figure appears faint and semi-transparent, only adding fuel to the theory that it's something supernatural. One commenter speculated it might just be another kid standing off to the side, pointing out that the children in the foreground seemed to be looking in its direction. But the uploader quickly clarified they were looking at the teacher. What do you think? Ghost, glitch, or something else entirely? While wrapping up his hike along the winding mountain trails, Jason suddenly heard an eerie voice whisper, "Hey!" Thinking someone might be lost or in need of help, he followed the sound deeper into the woods. But instead of finding a person, he stumbled upon something bizarre.
Guys, I don't know what's going on, but I'm up here in the mountains hiking a trail. Rain came in, and I'm on my way back to the parking lot to get to my car. And as I'm walking by, I could have swore I heard something say, "Hey." Figured I better document this. And then I've seen this. It looks like a chimney over there. What is that?
An old, crumbling chimney standing alone, with no house or ruins in sight. Just the chimney. And then he heard it again. That's when it hit him. This wasn't someone calling for help.
It's cool. This is neat. I heard it again. Oh, shit!
This was something else. Gripped by a chill that had nothing to do with the weather, Jason turned and bolted, never daring to look back. While hiking alone on a mountain trail, Eric found himself caught on a dark, rain-soaked path as the sun dipped below the horizon. Trying to keep his spirits up, he pulled out his phone and began recording a light-hearted video for his friends. Behind him, in the shadows, a pair of glowing eyes appeared, watching. Eric didn't notice them at the time. He made it back safely, but when he later reviewed the footage, a chilling realization set in. Something had been following him in the darkness. Whether it was an animal or something else, he still doesn't know. While exploring the woods in search of the perfect hunting spot, Cake the Legend 69 snapped a photo that sent chills down her spine. In the background stood a mysterious figure completely alone. She swears it couldn't have been anyone from her group. They were all behind her, scattered in other parts of the forest. Later, they learned that the area was once home to a logging town that mysteriously vanished, leaving behind nothing but 13 forgotten graves with crumbling, time-worn headstones. Was it a glimpse into the paranormal, or is there a chilling but logical explanation lurking in those woods? While hiking near an old, abandoned BBC station that had been shut down since the 70s, a man decided to film a quick video to share with his friends. But when he sent it over, their replies weren't about the view. They were all asking the same thing. What was that strange sound in the background? Curious, he listened back, and this time, he heard it too. To this day, no one knows what it was. Some say it's just a frog croaking. Others swear it's something else, something not alive. If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.